What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of Beirut's new album, Gallipoli. Beirut's first... me. Beirut released their first album in 2006 when, at the time, they were just a one-man band formed by Zach Condon. My understanding, they are now a six-piece project, and today they released their sixth studio album. Leading up to this album, I really hadn't listened to a lot of Beirut. I listened to, I think I listened all the way through the No 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 album, and the track No 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 is really good, but honestly I didn't remember anything out of that album that really stuck out a ton to me. Not that it was bad, I just really didn't feel like I think I just listened to it once and then I never really listened to a lot of it again. Save No No No, I think I have that on a few playlists. I do remember, though, there was definitely a very distinct sound that they had going. It was lots of Latin world influences. It was clear in that album that they had, gotten a pretty distinguishable tone formed over the years. When this new album came up in my release radar on Spotify, I was honestly turned on to it by the art. I could tell just by looking at the art that they were probably going to be aiming for a new kind of sound or a new direction that they would probably be going in. I can say that the art was not misleading. They definitely were aiming on this album for a new kind of sound. While there are still definitely Latin and Spanish, Afro-Cuban, just these world influences that come into play, and like I said, that make that Beirut kind of distinguishable sound. There's definitely a very large, probably more so than in any of their other albums, indie, rock, and pop influences coming in on this one. I really like how they use really traditional percussion instruments. Like, there is all kinds of stuff going on. I hear güiro, congas, bongos, the triangle, wind chimes, claves. Being a percussionist myself, I just get a lot of enjoyment out of hearing that kind of stuff. It kind of takes me back to like high school jazz. This lead singer, Zach Condon, I think is how you pronounce his last name, shows off his really good shows off his trumpet skills in songs like Gallipoli. He's very bright and crisp trumpet lead melodies and harmonies. Also, the song Family Curse has got that really prominent trumpet, really just nice to listen to leads. I'm not really sure what a Beirut concert would look like. I've never even taken the time to look up a YouTube video of them playing live, but I imagine that there's a lot going on. Probably multiple percussionists, or at least I'd like to think that there would be. Some influences that come to mind when I listen to this album are, like, first and foremost, Fleet Foxes, for sure. Especially in the tone of the lead singers' voices, in particular. Like, I think they both sound very similar in tone. Especially over those, like, really folky, bluesy, I think there's definitely acoustic guitar on some of the tracks that definitely take me back to, like, Fleet Fox's like debut album. Vampire Weekend, not so much in the vocals, but more instead of the instrumentals, the production. Grizzly Bear and The National, I guess, probably. I've been trying to like dig around and find something negative about this album, and so I think definitely one of the things I didn't like was the fourth track, I believe it is, and I'm gonna botch this pronunciation, but On Mainau Island, I just thought it sounded a little out of place. I thought the keyboard and the synths were just annoying, actually, frankly. Is kind of frustrating because they had this like nice tone going, and then all of a sudden there was just kind of like this annoying, unnecessary intermission. And then shortly following that track, it just goes right back into, that tone that I was used to. So yeah, I'd say that fourth track just wasn't something I enjoyed particularly. When I listen to albums, I like to predict. Like, I catch myself just trying to figure out where a song is gonna go or what's gonna happen with a melody or with a drum part. And of course, it's like always satisfying if you can guess where a song's gonna go, but it's definitely better when an artist can take a song a direction that you weren't expecting it to go, and that just makes it more entertaining, more fun to listen to. I found myself being pleasantly surprised most of the time on this album. While it is definitely more of a pop kind of album. Corfu, which I'm sorry if I'm sorry about this pronunciation, but that was one of those songs that I thought was really hard to predict where it was going, or not really hard, but definitely shook it up a little more than it's not really what I was expecting. There's also a lot of like really interesting chord stuff going on, as well as just a very groovy Cuban kind of beat going on behind it. That's just a really tasty kind of groove that whole song is. Again, just like digging around for something to complain about with this album, I'd say maybe Landslide was a little predictable, and nonetheless I'm probably just being too critical. Towards the end of the track, Light in the Atoll, towards the end of the album, Light in the Atoll, just again has that really awesome just trumpet melodies and pleasing to the ear, real groovy Afro-Cuban beats. So yeah, overall I can't really think of a reason to not give this album an A. Other than that fourth track, I just really enjoyed listening to this album. The weather outside is really nice, so that probably played it. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Definitely go check out this album if you like the indie kind of pop, rock, just like music in general. I think anyone I would show this album to would really enjoy this a lot. So yeah, definitely go check this out. Thanks, guys.